Thanksgiving 1997. Yeah.
Hey, hey, hey!
Oh,
Happy Thanksgiving!
hey! Hey!
Mm-hmm.
How you
Hi.
doing?
Hey.
Hi, how you
Hello.
doing?
All right.
He's cute.
Y'all the first to arrive.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
It smells good.
Yeah. That's Ebony.
Hey, Ebony.
That's the children's dog.
Hey, Ebony.
She says she gets to stay on occasion. This is my friend Alonzo.
He looks
Hi.
familiar.
Yeah, I saw you walking over. Y'all took the cab right over to there, and then it stopped over at the.
Y'all walking.
I saw them walking across the
Don't
parking
walk
lot.
from the airport.
No. Somebody
I
did.
thought Sabrina was going to cut out the cab driver.
Oh, really?
No, I didn't know him then. I've known him maybe
At least 12, 10, 12?
10, 12 years.
Yeah.
I think you're thinking about Robert Thompson.
He kind of looks like Robert.
Oh,
He
yeah.
lives in Atlanta now.
Yeah, he looks like Robert.
He's better looking.
Now, who are these other people?
That's her daughter, who's 14.
Right.
And her friend, I guess.
Oh. Now, is that her in the middle? That's not her. Is that her in the middle? Yeah. Hey, okay. She's different though. She looks more like Ronnie in this picture.
Really?
Yeah, no, she's right there.
He says, and that's the reason you're here. Because the people who had you didn't want you. So shut up. And he adopted 3 other children. And he treated them all that way. And they grew up in Queens. And he retired and moved to Florida. And after he had a stroke, see, he worked for the agency that placed him.
I kind of figured that because Mama said, well, all of the children came from the hospital. The minute they were born, he would take the children. I thought, well, how can he get
That's
these
not the
children?
deal. She wasn't adopted until she was 22 months old.
She was supposed to be
She has
adopted.
no idea where she was for the first 22 months of her life. But she came to the agency one day, and they didn't have any place for her to stay. So her adopted father says, he called his wife and told her, make a bed tonight. I'm gonna bring home a child until we can find a place to put him. And so she came home with this man, and it took about 2 or 3 weeks before they had lined someone up to adopt her. And by that time, she says her adopted mother says, I've gotten really used to her. Why don't we keep her? And that's how she ended up being. But her adopted mother died. Her adopted mother had a child by a first marriage, and he lives in the Bronx. But her adopted father had no children. He didn't have any children. He's still alive. He's 89.
That's what I'm going to say. It's pretty old, isn't it?
The adopted father. Oh, I thought he wasn't alive.
Yeah.
The
The
mother
mother
has
was alive.
passed.
Oh,
The mother
oh,
was
oh, oh, oh.
So.
But that wasn't the way it was supposed to happen, was it?
Well, we assume that she was adopted right out of the hospital. Apparently, she was placed in some sort of foster care. But, you know. And when she got married, she said she started looking for her. And, but she would just reach a dead end. And she found my name because she had gotten access to the telephone records. She found out that we lived at 294 Green Avenue. And she got access to the telephone records from that address. And apparently at one point, my mother had the phone in my name, even though I was just a kid.
Oh.
Probably because she didn't pay the bill on someone
Right,
else's.
right.
You know, you could do that those days. You can't do that anymore because they figured it out. But you know, if you can't, they cut off your phone. You call back and say, okay, I want a phone. And,
Well, you can do it today, but you gotta have a social security number to go along with that name.
yeah, you gotta have something different. Yeah, so, anyway, so that's how she found out that she had a brother named Bob, or Bobby, as she said. It's just.
Hmm.
So what you think about when you heard it?
I don't know what to say. Mama was beside
Yeah,
herself.
mama was pretty much the,
See, she messed it up because she
was so
she
emotional.
called me at work.
That day.
The strangest thing happened. She tried to call us that day, and something happened to our phones, so she couldn't get in contact with us. She called the operator. The operator said something was wrong with our line. She couldn't get through. So by then, she was beside herself. So that next morning, she called me at work and left me this message. You gotta call me. You gotta call me right now. When you talk to Sabrina, find Sabrina, tell her to call me. So I thought something was wrong. I thought something had happened to somebody, the way she left this message. And then she left the message, and at the end of it, she said, but don't call me for another hour. So I was all prepared to have to tell my boss I gotta go home because something was wrong. I really thought something was just.
So what did she say when she told you?
So when I finally got her back, she said, well, everything's okay. She said everything is great. So I said, well, why did you? So I go with that emotional roller coaster of that nothing was wrong with anybody. She tells me what she really wants. So by then, I was scared and I was happy.
What'd she say?
And I was sad. She said, your Aunt Ronnie had a child. You remember? And I vaguely remember that because nobody really talked to me a whole lot about that. I knew about it, but I didn't know any of the details.
Right.
So she started telling me the story of how she was 15, I guess, when it happened, and they thought that she had been adopted straight from the hospital. Well, it turns out that she wasn't, and that she knew because Faye had been in touch with you, and then you had given the number, and all the number swapping, and that she had called her and talked to her. And by then, Mom was crying. So I guess it was just strange. It was a little unbelievable that after all this time, she had found us. And then Mom told me about how recently she had thought about trying to find her, but just didn't know.
And Mona thought I was being mean because I was like, well, let's wait and see her.
And I
And I was really concerned about Mona because she called me after she called Mona. She called me at work, and she was just so emotional. And so I was like, well, Mama, don't get all upset. Just wait, let's chill out, just wait and see. But when she mentioned that Faye had found stuff in Albany. She had found an address or something in Albany. I was like, oh, this must be a real thing. She found stuff back in Albany.
Right, she found the place of birth, because Ronnie's place of birth was probably listed on the birth certificate. Place of birth of mother.
Yeah.
Albany, Georgia.
So, but
Sabrina didn't think that it was real.
I knew.
I was just telling her to just wait.
The second I got the letter, I knew. In an instant it was her. Because, she says, I'm looking for a relative of mine named Veronica Knight. Well, any relative of Veronica's would have to be a relative of mine.
Yeah.
So you can't be a relative of someone's brother and not be their relative.
Right.
Except, and I knew she would eventually show up. Eventually. Yep. And, yeah. Deep down.
Yeah, well, I would imagine, I said, well, Mama, if you feel that it's her, then, it's her. She said, well, I feel like it's really her, and I was like, okay.
I mean, that was the first thing I said to her when I called her. Actually, I couldn't call her. I had gotten the operator in Rochester to call her, because she had an unlisted number, and to give her my name and phone number.
Oh, okay.
And so about 5 minutes later, she called back, and she says, "This is Bob Knight?" I says, "Yeah, this is your uncle." I mean, it was...
So when she wrote the letter, did she know that you were a brother?
No, she had been writing letters to all Bob Knights. Apparently she had 5 Bob Knights in New York to write to. And she says she only had 1 stamp, and she just took the first name and sent it to me.
Oh, get out of here.
And I'm not making it up. She's gonna be here. You can't. Right. So. That's great stuff. I'm telling you, everybody hears this story can't believe it. It's this incredible thing. It's this incredible story.
Yeah, I've been.
Well, that's one of them TV stories, and I guess, you know, I was like, and that's why I was like, well, let's wait. You know, I felt like I was watching the Murray Povich show or something. I was like, well, let's wait.
Yeah, but then, I don't think I ever thought that it wasn't her just because why would somebody go through the trouble? It ain't like we have anything to, you know, but love to give her. We don't have nothing.
Well, I wasn't
Right.
thinking that. I don't know. It's been a long time. I guess I know about this. I mean, that's a long time.
It is a long time. I'm sure it wasn't easy for her to find.
Where are they? Where are they?
I
So
know.
it's 2 o'clock. Really old is here. And in New York City, probably, period.
Yep, Bob's working on that. The oldest man alive is working. Everything keeps calling. He says, no one's older than me.
Randy is. I thought for sure Randy was older than me. Randy's boy. Yeah, I work them. Rita? This is Luke's older?
Where is she?
Come on.
Let's just go out there.
What's her the full name is say what?
Miranda.
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 Yeah, I've never heard of that.
How about that?
That's an interesting name.
Lonzo, is this yours? Shift in your glasses. I like when you drink.
I bumped twice.
You took an earlier flight?
Yeah.
Why did you shut the door? I started peeking out. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are
I'm
you?
Must be Val.
I'm Dale.
Nice to meet
Nice to
you.
meet
I've
you.
heard good things about
I'm
you.
looking forward to this so much.
Same here. A long time.
Hi.
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 Oh, okay. Nice to meet you. Hi. Nice to meet you. You all have a nice trip in?
Yeah.
Hi.
That's Diana.
Nice to meet you. Nail polish, huh? Where did you do my nails? So did you all have a nice trip in?
Are you exhausted from
Hi.
driving?
Actually, we've been on
Hey,
we've been in wall-to-wall traffic.
I'll give it back
Your
later.
friend called.
must be strange. We all know what you look like. I still know what you look like. You look like
Yes,
it's-
Tappan Zee Bridge, just before the Tappan Zee Bridge.
Oh, God. When she called me, we got word.
Oh, no, we just been sitting in traffic, we left a long time ago, but just traffic, that's it. Let me get your picture. So how was
Didn't
it
hear
coming
about
right
it.
in?
It was interesting. It was
Crowded.
Yeah. We didn't think that it was gonna be quite that crowded on today.
Oh,
We
really?
were on Thanksgiving, but usually, yeah.
Oh, isn't this cute?
That's Ebony.
You're gonna get real action now.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I want that.
Oh, yeah, it's all drama from here
Yeah,
on
he-
out.
Yeah, it's
Y'all
all
funny.
drama. You might get some fighting going on. and-
Stop.
No, I ain't
stop,
stopping.
stop,
Mm-mm.
stop.
No.
Come on.
then the real queen bee ain't got here yet. That's gonna be more drama.
Fine, with that many traffic at all.
There he is.
Christopher, what's going on?
Not much.
Huh? How's school? Are you a senior this year? Junior, okay. Hey. Hey. How you doing? Happy birthday. How you doing? Hello.
Turkey ready.
Yeah.
Hi.
Oh, this is a couple.
Double.
Oh, how you doing? Hi, Javon. How are you? Who's that? Hi, darling.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi.
Where's Mom?
Yeah, no.
No? How did you get like that? These kids magically appear there.
I'm Alonzo.
Hi, Alonzo. How are you?
Good.
Happy Thanksgiving. This is my husband, Al.
How you doing? Good.
Where are they?
They're coming
Oh,
downstairs.
my favorite guy. Oh, how are you, darling? Good. What are they doing up there? I don't want to go up there. Jason's up there with her.
Jason's not here yet.
Valerie.
All the holidays, we thought we got this morning and we were looking at
they better get here, otherwise I'm gonna have to go to Atlanta. So Mona says, yeah, that's right, you're gonna have to. If we can get her, so we can get her straightened out. Right? yours. Don't touch it.
Come on now.
Baby, why you so late?
Yeah, on the book, okay.
Hey. How you doing?
You think you slick, don't you?
No, I don't think I'm
Pop up and until you get ready.
How many
I have been doing real well. Now these two.
Mom, how many pictures does this have? 24. Okay, we need another roll of film. I have to take more pictures.
Stop right now. That's it. I'm crying. I'm crying.
Let's get chairs. Let's get chairs with
See
us.
that? Who's on that? That, yeah.
Well, we got some lunch and
Yes.
Let's just sit it. Let's try it.
Oh, yeah, that's a good top. Front row.
Let's get the women out of
Sasha, do you have any more pictures? Got a roll in there? Can you take one with the three of us? He's taking one. Oh, he's taking one. Okay. Yeah, he's taking
She's got to have that head, that neck. She's got to use that again sometime. Make sure you.
Oh, God. I
Okay,
Yeah, I think you want to, yeah. Christian, you could have.
Rochester? Yeah. We're driving to Rochester? I know.
We don't have to stay here until 6.
How's your arm?
Bad.
I can't get it.
You can't gamble. You can't pull this no more. What about this? Put it down right. Just put it like that.
Same one, just pour it in here. I'm going to send her outside.
Thank you, Jeanette.
What makes you work? So, if you have some extra change, can you donate it?
Still in the letter piece. Right. Okay. Yeah, Second lesson, yeah. Teaching of it.
Oh, I didn't know.
Midnight.
Really happy. I think everything's coming together.
Teaching and practicing. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I was just talking to Sabrina. She's actually interested in going to school, becoming a midwife. Yeah. She's a junior now.
Yeah, I just knew about you.
Not easy, right? Yeah, that's all.
Where's Wes? Oh, it's like that here, right? They're just trying to be with you. They just love it. It's Let me get over here. Right about now. Huh? Let me get over there and get in front of them. Okay, so let me get what's this, Sally?
Sally, come on, Sally.
The arm is hurting, but I'm here. What y'all doing?
We want to get you next. We want to get you next.
Oh, did it, honey. Did it good. Let me get one back, because I can't see it.
Yeah, let's go. I'm going to come
I'm on there.
Okay, money, gobble, cheese.
Money, millionaire.
Okay.
That's $7 million. Okay, waiting for the money.
Mona.
Pay me. You know what? I would like to make a speech.
Yeah, Mo, you have a picture.
Hello.
Get her one.
I'm the greatest art, the oldest art. Do you have it? These are all my great friends. And everything's just going on. And we enjoy it. I don't even know what she's saying. Miranda. My nephew, my niece, that I haven't seen in 38 years. And it seems like I've known her all my years. So I am really, really out of it tonight. This is the greatest night of my life. The only thing that I request is that she meet the mother.
Can we get a little closer? Diana, want to get a picture? Can we get a little closer?
Yeah, Diana.
You still in front of Diana. You had to interrupt me? I'm making a speech here.
Can y'all see the little test?
Why can't you get out of my face? I want to come here. I'm trying to talk here, you know? Don't come down the face. I am trying to talk. Hey, Randa. Hey, Randa. Hey, Randa, could you come here for a minute? Where is she? I'm right here. Come on here, baby. Okay. What's the matter? This is her. Oh, this is Auntie. And it's just like I just know her, you know? I just know her. And I just love it. And, you know, I am so happy. And she found us. Look at this family. Can you handle it? Can you handle it? Can you handle it? Right? And we love her. I just love her to death. And I can see my sister in her. I can see my sister in her.
Okay, Mama.
I can't even
Can I give you some love? Give you some love.
I'm so excited.
You forgot about me? I wasn't working. Yeah.
Do I need to stand up or can you? Hey! Serena, can you see or do I need to stand up? Can you see everybody or do I need to stand up?
Everybody's fine. I just need some smiles.
Smile?
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, that's a good one.